Ah, well, just another lovely day in Lion's Arch, right? Well, no, not quite. I can't show you this, but there have been earthquakes. Lots and lots of earthquakes all over the world, all over Tyria and all over, well, not all over Tyria and the other continents, but in a lot of places, okay? And they've torn up the land and all kinds of horrible things have happened. And sadly, there's no way I can really show you this. I could, like, try, and believe me, I have tried, to do, like, a cheesy kind of effect in After Effects or just in the editing, and it just doesn't really work, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. I am pretty sure that at some point when Eye of the North came out, I don't know why, I have a memory of Arenanet actually going out and putting like a shaking effect somewhere, but maybe I'm just imagining that. I do know for a fact that when Eye of the North came out, and in fact for like a year after it was out, in all the towns sort of near where the earthquakes had happened, sort of all over the world, you could find all these subterranean creatures wandering around, these creatures that we're going to be meeting later on as we go through Eye of the North, sort of wandering around in these areas, and that was really cool. But you know, Eye of the North came out a long time ago. It's not really a big deal to a lot of people anymore, and even those have gone, so there's not much I can show you. I can just show you us going to accept the quest. So yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to get the quest. Sadly, this means the end of a bit of a vacation for our characters, really. They've been on vacation for 3 years. It's been 3 years since Cormyrus ended. The year is now 1078 AE. Nightfall happened in 1075. The searing was 1072, stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a long time since Cormyr's ascension, and really people have just been living in peace until now, until these earthquakes. And Eye of the North, you know, this is really the introduction to everything that happened to Guild Wars 2, you know, all that big epic stuff. And it has a very humble beginning, I think. You just speak to a farmer. There's a farmer, where is he? I believe he is around here somewhere. I really should have figured this out before I started filming. Is it First Watch Sergio? I don't think it is. He gives you different quests like the villain. No, that's definitely not him. Where's the farmer that gives us the quest? I thought he was around here, but that's just Morrow. Morrow's a really big important character for after Eye of the North, the War in Kryta. Don't know if any of you are really aware of this, but after they released Eye of the North, they then started another campaign, but it's a free campaign, and it's coming out slowly in different chapters. I'm really annoyed with myself. Where is this guy? Yeah, and the War in Kryta was the first of those chapters of the new campaign, which is to do with Morrow, which, yes, I will be doing after Eye of the North and stuff like that. So yeah, just get that out of the way with... Oh, come on, where's the guy? I thought I knew where he was, but clearly not. Oh, I think it's this guy. I think it's Len Cauldron, this guy here. In front of the Lion's Arch Keep, which is another massive place in the plot. But again, that's War in Kryta. Come on, please be you. Yes, yes it is. Okay, so he says, did you feel the earth shake, Peter? I was working in my fields when the ground began to quake furiously. Sort of like my wife does when I leave my dirty socks on the dining room table. Okay, lovely. Suddenly, the dirt around me swelled up and collapsed, leaving a giant crevasse in its place. I thought I heard voices, so I looked inside for survivors. I couldn't make out any faces, but I swear I saw shapes moving in the dust-filled darkness. I ran as fast as I could. Please, could you go and investigate this catastrophe? Right, I will investigate the crevasse, farmer. Right, so, quest added here, what lies beneath? Now what we're going to do is, as you know, when I played my Prophecies Let's Play, we were entirely solo with Peter, and I did consider trying to do this one solo as well, but I really can't be bothered. So, probably for the first and only time, we're going to be playing with some of the Prophecies henchmen. So, let's have a quick look at who we've got. We've got Alessia. You guys might remember these people, like Little Tom. This guy... he ran away, he's like on the run, but he comes out with us, and just, you know, they've all got kind of reasonable stories. I think I'll grab these guys, that should be fine. And let's head on out. We want our axe though, what's going on here? Let's equip the Deldrimor axe. Okay, so back out into North Kryta Province. Long time no see. Really long time. Hello, MOX. Yes, keep teasing. Oh, yes! Here we go. Yes, did you feel that? That was an earthquake. Oh, hooray. Yes, they did do earthquake effects. Brilliant. Right, so yeah, long time no see, North Kryta Province. Lots of horrible, scary-looking earthquakes going on here. The other thing, obviously, I know you guys love Charlie, and you know I really do as well. But it's so hard for me to be able to get every episode. Every time we zone out, it would be so hard for me to get a proper Charlie. So I'm just gonna have to. The mini pet's gonna have to suffice. So let's just pretend like, I don't know, Charlie's been shrunk for some reason. You guys can explain why. Anyway, so let's come on up here. You'll see it's not a very long walk. There's nothing. Oh god, there wasn't anything to fight. Okay, lots of shining blade running around. This is all to do with the war in Kryta, which we're going to be happily ignoring for a while. Safety in numbers around here. Okay, so we've got some shining blade recruits with us, but the shining blade aren't going to come with us into the crevasse, which is here, which is pretty cool, isn't it? Into this rock. Looks very deep. Now, a massive thing with Eye of the North was dungeons. We're going to go very deep. We're going to go into a whole new region known as the depths of Tyria. Before you is a massive crack leading into subterranean depths. Explore it. Your entire party will be moved. Let's do it. Okay, so beneath Lion's Arch. And I really like the dungeons, apart from the fact that they kind of get repeated quite a lot, sadly. They're really cool. I mean, look at how big these are. Just imagine how deep under the ground we really are right now. There's a big plant growing down here. I mean, it is just fantastic what they do down here. What have we got? So, lots more earthquakes will be shattering. There's lots of mushrooms over there, which we can't get to. Let's keep going. And yeah, like I said, this has got quite humble beginnings. It's just a farmer worried about a hole, and we're just going and exploring it. We're just, I guess, we're just a little bit bored of the big long break we've had. And yeah, so down here you can see there's lots of undead. Now this is kind of important because you guys familiar with the prophecy story, you'll know that we defeated the undead lich, and mostly the undead from Ore have sort of subsided, and they shouldn't really be doing anything, and yet there's still a lot wandering around. And you can ask, is this remnants of just what's going on in prophecies? Are people just still killing off the undead? Maybe these are the last undead in Kryta, they've just kind of hidden themselves deep underground, or is it something else? Is it something to do with Zaitan, one of the primary antagonist in Guild Wars 2? And of course he's from underneath Ore. He's asleep underneath Ore right now. So I mean, is this something to do with him? Long shot maybe, but we do know that all of the undead are from Ore, and now the Lich Lord's gone. So what's controlling them? Why are they here? Up to you guys to think of. These are the kind of questions I'm hoping to sort of pose as we go through Eye of the North. I don't know how much I'll be posing them, but yeah. Anyway, so lots more cobwebs. You'll notice on the episode 1, obviously, we were with Gwen. We will be returning to Gwen. Don't think her story's over. That mysterious mountain in the distance, we will eventually be seeing what was going on. We still don't really know her fate. But yeah, we were underground with her. Sorry, that's what I was going to say. And yeah, the dungeons are just such a huge component of Eye of the North. A lot of people were really sort of begging Arenanet, saying, look, we love dungeons, give us dungeons, give us dungeons. I think what a lot of people really wanted was sort of raid-style content that you see in World of Warcraft, rather than just going underground. But I think Arenanet did pretty good at what they did. I mean, they had sort of lots of traditional kind of dungeon-style mechanics, like you get locked doors. I mean, we saw a little bit of them with Gwen before. You get locked doors, things to interact with, puzzles and stuff like that, and indeed there is special loot you get in dungeons and stuff as well. So these are kind of things that I'm hoping to show you guys as we go through the main Eye of the North storyline. We'll be seeing a lot of dungeons, hooray, but there are also sort of side dungeons as well which you can do. And these, I'm actually hoping, I might regret saying this because it's always such a pain doing stuff, but I'm hoping to do that with you guys. I'm hoping to do that with the subscribers. So a lot of you I know still do really want a chance to sort of come and be in a video and stuff. And I think the dungeons, because there's so many of them, is probably a perfect example of a way I can do that. Now there are a fair few of you now though, so I don't know how that's all going to work out. It'll be a while before that happens, so don't get too excited just yet. But yeah, so there's concept art here, lots of sort of big art on the wall. I think that's meant to be a Grawl. I did remember someone a while ago was talking to me about how in some of these places underground you can see sort of concept art of the envoys from Cantha, which is awesome because, I mean, you guys might know my opinion on the envoys from Cantha. They were a massive plot point in factions, and since then they've just kind of been completely ignored. Well, I say since then, actually the most recent update, just as I started filming this Eye of the North stuff, well, about a week before, they did a massive update for PvP for those of you who might know who are still playing, and loads of stuff to do with the envoys has come out, so that's just Fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. As I was explaining, there's a new campaign coming out at the moment called Guild Wars Beyond, and the second chapter is taking place in Cantha. It's called The Winds of Change, and yeah, it looks like the envoys are coming back into the storyline. So yeah, there was a big statue of Melandri there. I'm really getting ahead of myself. Sorry, guys. Okay, so some big statues with big swords, kind of remind me of the things in Lord of the Rings. What else have we got? Some other cool stuff. I mean, just look at how high the walls are. I was actually expecting dungeons in Isle of the North when this came out to sort of be kind of cramped and quite small. Oh, okay, so we've got dwarfs. We've got a man called Boral Iron Fist. Okay.
Seek the dwarves.
Who says, "Great dwarf, protect us." And yes, in Isle of the North, NPCs sort of speak to us, which is pretty cool. Another guy called Kodan.
Seek the dwarves.
Great dwarf, protect us. Okay, so these are characters we'll be getting quite familiar with. So let's go on through. What is going on here? This is the start of everything. And at long last, this is going to be the moment, as you can see, where all three characters are united. But the circumstances by which that happened aren't exactly the best.
All right, you lot, pick up the pace. Take all the kegs you can. We're going to need them. And find Vec. We need him to open the gate out of here.
What's going on?
Where did you come from?
Are those explosives? There's a city above us.
I know there's a... Hang on. Vec, there you are.
We've got trouble, Ogden.
You get the gate working. We'll handle the trouble.
It's not that easy. The destroyers have completely overrun the central transfer chamber.
Blast! If the chamber is captured, there's no way back.
Wait. The quakes have opened up other passages. There should be another way out.
The book is right. There is another gate not far from here, but the destroyers are right behind me.
You'd best be coming with us. If we're split up, the destroyers will eat us alive.
What are these destroyers? For that matter, what are you?
Me? Right now, I'm your best hope of getting out of here alive, Buka.
We can chat later. We're going to need your help if we're going to reach that gate. Everyone, ready to move out! There are destroyers coming! Never mind, they're here!
Right, so just an explosion of new characters and things going on, but there's no time at all to wonder what's going on. The destroyers are attacking, so quest added, the beginning of the end. Vex says, "The destroyers are near, we have no choice but to flee quickly to the Asura gate." You can see the bottom left, we get a nice little personal view at what Tom's seeing. Both Tom, Peter and Matt are all here. There's not going to be an individual thing of Matt at the moment, just because Matt's actually playing as a hero. I've kind of had to do some kind of weird stuff. But yeah, we need to run. Look, there's destroyers. I mean, just so much happens in the storyline here. It's a little bit hard to kind of keep up and understand what's going on right now. But we just know that we are fleeing for our lives. You'll see Matt back there actually is... trying to fight, which doesn't go very well for him, I do have to point out pretty quickly. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do this, how I wanted to keep all three characters together. I think it turned out okay. I mean, as you can tell, I'm doing the commentary right now for this little bit afterwards. And yeah, the destroyers are dangerous. Just look at these things. They really do pack a punch. Matt has now been caught behind, you might see, and he's just going to die. Tom's waiting here for Peter, and then they're running on together. And yeah, the goal is to get back out. We're not going the way we came in, though. Everyone came in from different places, as you can see. There's actually this cool kind of... You can't really see it, but on my left, there's this weird kind of Asura invention thing there with a green gem on it that always kind of reminded me a bit of the Crash Bandicoot gems, which is quite weird. But yeah, I have no idea what it's meant to be. But yeah, this is quite a cool way to start the story, I think. I mean, you don't need any speed boost or anything to survive. You've just got to run. Honestly, if you do stop running, they will come, they will swarm you, and they will kill you. And when Eye of the North came out, I mean, these things are all very, very, very powerful. Let me just tell you right now, the destroyers are really strong. Indeed, we'll still be fighting them in Guild Wars 2. Why? Well, we'll find out as we go through the story. But yeah, back when Eye of the North came out, I mean, you had no chance. You just had to get the hell out of there. You can kill them now. There's no point to doing it. There's not really any... Someone once told me that there was a room full of the statues of the 6 gods here. The 5 gods, sorry. Not Cormier doesn't have her own statue. But I had a look around, but I couldn't find it. There are some interesting things about these dungeons, which we will go into later. But yeah, for now we're actually pretty safe. You'll notice parallels here, and I'll point out another one with episode 1 where we were looking at Gwen. I mean, we run into a dungeon, not quite sure what's going on, and then oh shit, we've got to run away from stuff as well. So yeah, okay, so over here isn't this Asura gate? What we have no idea what this is or where we're going. There's more destroyers hot on our tail. Of course, both Suru and Kori are about now, which is quite cool. I like seeing both of the birds together. But yeah, here's the gate. God knows what's going to happen when we go into this. Into the north, okay? And we get another cutscene. And we're in the far lands. Lands that we've seen for a long time but haven't been able to get to just yet. And this was really exciting for me. Okay, so who's this? Some woman. Okay, there's another gate. Aha, and there we are. There's Matt coming through now. And a few dwarfs.
Vec, disable that gate. Everyone else, set up a perimeter.
Where are we?
The far Shiver Peaks. More importantly, we're away from the destroyers.
There are few dwarves up here. Mostly scouts or Stone Summit exiles. Hold on. No one move.
What's wrong?
They're called the Norn. They're big, tough, and very, very bad-tempered. We may have to fight our way out.
Your friend is half right. Not many dwarves come up here. Or humans, for that matter.
There are humans up here, then?
Yes. If you survive long enough, you may meet them. But do not worry. You don't have to fight me. I am hunting bigger prey than you.
Where do we go from here, Ogden?
We go the only way we can go. Forward.
Okay, so the Boral station. This is the first outpost in Eye of the North, and for me, I was so excited. The first time I ever came here, I was through the roof. I was so happy. So where exactly are we? We might be wondering. We're out in the middle of nowhere, pretty much. Press M, and then zoom out. We're all the way up here, okay? So the closest place actually is Yak's Bend. Do you remember that? So we're kind of on the north of Ascalon. In fact, do you remember where we saw Gwen? That was taking place around here. These are the Char homelands, which we're actually dangerously close to. You've got these far Shiver Peaks where there's not really even many dwarves. Remember, all the dwarves are living on the mountains, but we're so high up there's barely any. And just all these other places like here and around here and here that we never got to go to before. Eye of the North will actually take us to, which is going to be pretty great, I think. So, so yeah, here's the broken gate. We can speak to both Ogden and Vec for a little bit of backstory, but first let's read about the Boral station. Okay, so the Norn still refer to Boral Station as Theodor's Hearthstead, even though Theodor is long gone. The Asura emerged from beneath this quiet hunter's home and appropriated it for their own needs, adding a node to their network of gates and transforming the stead into a supply way station. It is muttered among the Norn that old Theodor is still alive somewhere deep beneath his home, lost in Asura lands, protesting the invasion with a hammer and a shield. So we're getting history about these new races, and these are the playable races, so you know that's massively important. So here's this gate that Vec just blew up, wonderful, which we now can't use to get back. So we're kind of stuck up here, I guess, is the idea. You've got both Ogden and Vec. Let's speak to them. So Ogden, he's cool. I mean, we've met a lot of dwarves before, right? So these guys aren't very new to us. In fact, do you remember all the Sorry's Furnace episodes I did? Those become very reasonably important in Eye of the North. So if you guys want something extra to watch and maybe you haven't seen those, definitely check those out, because a lot of those characters will be coming back now that we're at Eye of the North, because the dwarves really do come into the plot quite a lot here. Anyway, Ogden.
Hail and well met.
Hello and well met to you too. We must prepare, the end times are coming. Every dwarf must do his duty. Okay, what are the destroyers? What is going on? The destroyers are fiendish creatures from the very heart of the depths, mindless beings who exist only to destroy life. They have already consumed the Asuran homeland and toppled countless civilizations. Should they reach the surface, they will do the same to every living thing. Human, centaur, dwarf, char, everyone. Okay. So what should we do about them? The destroyers are dangerously close to the surface, and we dwarves are too few to keep them contained for long. We must rally together an army of allies to repel the threat and pound these beasts into submission. That warlike Norn who restrained herself from fighting us could prove a useful ally for recruiting an army. Okay, alright. And what about you, Vec?
Interesting.
Thank you. You're interesting too. Look at you. Look at you. Okay, right. Trust me, Vec is the answer to all your problems. What are you anyway? I belong to a powerful race, the Asura. We are gifted spellcasters, goalmancers and mage workers, superior to all races. My people lived in the depths but were driven to the surface by the destroyers. Okay, so that's why you're here now. So much knowledge lost. The bulk of my people now make their homes along the Tarnished Coast. You might be wondering, where's the Tarnished Coast? You remember in the Maguma Jungle they used to talk about a bit? The Tarnished Coast is the place south of the Maguma Jungle. So this is where the Asura are. Okay, so what are these gates that you just blew up? Ah, you like them? We travel through the depths with them. Beats having to carve out miles of tunnels, don't you think? They teleport you to a predetermined location through another Asura gate. Most of them are tuned to the central transfer chamber, but when we lost that, the entire network was compromised. A few gates do not tie back into the chamber, mostly to small backwater places like your homeland. Oh right, so we come from a small backwater place. Those are still safe, at least for the moment. Okay, right, so that's pretty much these two. These two, when we loaded here, I didn't get to show you guys because of the whole kind of playing two characters at once thing, but when we came here, these guys were actually unlocked as new heroes. So see, we've got Ogden, both Ogden and Vec now. We'll be learning a lot more about them as we go through. In case you're wondering, no, none of the Eye of the North hero, none of the Nightfall heroes are coming with us. They've all got their own stories, so so they're not the focus anymore. Instead, we'll be looking at the new heroes who are getting here. So what else have we got at Boral Station? Speaking of the heroes, what about the henchman? The henchman is pretty cool. Oh, this is Tom, by the way. Say hello, Tom. Hello. Okay, yeah. So what about the henchman? Right. Well, the henchmen are all the best characters from before in the game. So who have we got? We've got Lena, we've got Devonna, we've got Eve, Sin, Menlo and Aiden, okay, as might be expected. But then we've also got Lo Sha, we've got Harter, we've got Talon Silverwing, hell yes, hello Talon. We've got Zoe. So all pretty much the best characters. You remember when I was going through faction, I tried to highlight these two particularly. Are coming with us. They all have interesting things to say to us. Like let's speak to Talon, for instance, because he's probably my favourite. He says, "My people tell tales of the day when we will be free, when our lands will be revealed by a heavenly star and rise. When that day comes, human, only then will our races live in peace." Okay, and I've kind of stumbled into a big other can of worms here. Talon is actually kind of talking about a prophecy that might have come true in Guild Wars 2 when they live in a floating city over Sanctum K, which is all the way down here. But I'll talk about that more later. We probably best not to get into all of that just yet. But yeah, so this is Boral Station. Let's have a little look outside, shall we? Because I was talking about this other parallel with the whole Gwen thing. And yeah, this is it. Pretty much you spend some time inside, and then when you come outside into the ice cliff chasms, you are greeted with a pretty awesome view, I must say. There we go. So yeah, these are the far Shiver Peaks, guys. Pretty impressive place. I like all of the regions in Eye of the North. They're just so cool. Vast area, and this is pretty much where we've got to go exploring to. We'll learn more about this Jorah person and just pretty much all of the main storylines. So I will see you next time for all of that juicy stuff. See you later.